Hey everyone, it's David. I hope you're all doing well and taking care of yourselves. Today I want to be talking about mindfulness. Um, Mindfulness is going to have a lot of different applications, especially in the situations that we're facing now. So I'm hoping that some of the exercises we go over today can be used definitely even outside of a job interview. The first thing I want to talk about is intentionality, is doing things with a purpose and doing them for a reason. Because when we have that purpose and that reason, we tend to focus on things a little bit more. So, take brushing your teeth, for example. When we brush our teeth, we're doing it because that's just what we're supposed to be doing to take care of our teeth. But if we instead focus on the task itself, focus on the feeling of brushing our teeth or using mouthwash or flossing, it can kind of add a new level of experience, of experiential learning, and give us some time to kind of reflect on that experience, first of all. But two, it's a bit of a grounding moment too. So we can kind of practice that within job interviews by being intentional with what we say. So we always talk about wanting to prepare for interviews. We do mock interviews, we have the questions, etc. And we want to be prepared, but we don't want to have it scripted. And what I mean by that is when someone asks, "Tell me about yourself," they want to hear it come genuinely. They don't want to hear it as a script. And so that's why we want to be intentional with the words that we use, so that way it does feel more personal and conversational and it builds a connection, because that's what the job interview is all about. So the next piece of intentionality kind of leads into grounding. We want to find a place or a gesture or pose or something that can help us in a job interview to stay grounded. Staying grounded means that you kind of have that tether to the tangible all around you, and it helps you stay in the moment of the conversation you're in. So, whether it be the table, the chair, those of you that have done mock interviews with me, I know that I've encouraged people to sit with their feet flat and their hands crossed together like this. And if you start to notice yourself drifting off or rambling or feeling kind of nervous, we bring ourselves back to this pose to really help us ground and be present in the conversation with the interviewer. And this can have a lot of different applications. That's one that we can use outside of a job interview when we want to work on feeling less anxious, or just in general, finding things you can touch, things you can see, things you can hear and smell. Now, in a job interview, usually touch is the most accessible, again, being the chair, the table, etc. Others might be more situational. If you're at home and feeling anxious, smell or sound might be the most effective. And the last thing I want to talk about is deep breathing. Deep breathing is something that we all practice from time to time, though it might not always be as obvious. So what we want to do is, if we get asked a question that we're not really sure how to answer, we just kind of sit back, and we want to always have an answer ready to go. We want to just be prepared for every question. But there's nothing wrong with sitting back, taking a deep breath for a brief pause, and taking a second to kind of process the question and think about how you want to answer it. Because we want to give the most effective answer rather than the one that comes the quickest that might not be the best. So don't be afraid to take that time, take that extra second to take a deep breath, and answer the question. And then this applies to outside of job interviews as well. When practicing mindfulness, deep breathing is one of the most accessible, easiest forms of mindfulness to practice. You just find a quiet space or quiet area for you to sit in and just take some deep breaths. Notice how that feels. Notice how it feels for the air to come in through your nose and out through your mouth. And focus on those different sensations. And that's the basis of mindful breathing, of deep breathing. So trying to put all these things together during an interview requires practice. And right now, if job interviewing is more put on hold, or we're taking a break from applying, or whatever the situation might be, now might be a good time to practice some of these skills. So being able to sit somewhere at your kitchen table, in your bed, wherever it might be, and being able to let your mind wander for a minute, and then having something to ground you, whether it be something you can touch or smell or hear. And then again, practicing deep breathing. All of these have very different applications, and they're very good skills to use, especially in a job interview. I look forward to seeing all of you soon, and take care of yourselves, and I will talk to you later. Bye.